Vibes. You talk about this being a global sport. How about the Filipino fans? For Alex Eala has become an absolute phenomenon on the courts. Here's an early Verizon vantage point on TC Live. Everywhere she goes, she gets swarmed by her fans.
The ambience of the BNP Paribas Open at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden has experienced numerous spectacular moments. Instances throughout the years, featuring the globe's premier athletes competing beneath the arid sun. However, an event transpired recently that absolutely transformed. The discourse about the competition has abruptly positioned an emerging young talent at the forefront of international attention. The spotlight in tennis is currently on Alexandra Eala, whose viral incident during the event has astonished spectators, commentators and analysts simultaneously, while proliferating swiftly over social media, and additionally attracting the interest. The Tennis Channel is generating excitement that many perceive as indicative of a forthcoming epoch in women's tennis. The footage that began to circulate online did not merely depict a standard rally or a conventional point. It encapsulated the raw emotion around Eala's participation at Indian Wells, with a crowd reaction that felt particularly robust for a young. The athlete is still solidifying her presence in the professional arena, and as she went onto the court, the reaction from fans caused an atmosphere closer to a championship final than an early round appearance, with cheers booming through the stadium, Filipino flags visible in the stands, with spectators raising their phones to photograph what they seemed to immediately recognize was a moment worth remembering, and within minutes, the clip began spreading online. When tennis fans from around the world started spreading it across media, appreciating not only the intensity, excitement the crowd, but also the calm and confidence Eala demonstrated in the spotlight. For long-standing followers of the sport, this moment felt symbolic because Indian Wells has historically been a venue where future stars begin to capture the world's attention, a tournament frequently nicknamed the Fifth Grand Slam due to its prestige, large crowds, and excellent field of players. And when a young athlete manages to generate a viral moment there, it frequently signifies something greater than just a single match performance. It signifies an expanding presence within the worldwide tennis debate, and in Eala's case, the response was instantaneous as commentators began dissecting her potential, fans started watching her earlier bouts, and analysts highlighted her impressive past. It includes a junior Grand Slam win and a reputation for playing daring, aggressive tennis. What made the incident even more astonishing was the context surrounding her rise, because Eala represents a new wave of talent rising from countries that historically have not dominated the professional tennis landscape, and the passion and excitement from Filipino fans has been a strong motivator behind the momentum growing surrounding her, with supporters flying to tournaments and filling online forums with messages of encouragement and celebration, producing a community-driven excitement that feels true rather than manufactured. And that genuineness is one of the reasons the viral video resonated so powerfully with viewers, because it revealed a true relationship, the player and fans, than a manufactured advertising moment. And as the clip aired on key sports media sites, the issue escalated swiftly when commentators on Tennis Channel began referencing the moment, while considering the broader ramifications of Eala's growing popularity, noting that in modern tennis the growth being a star is no longer determined just by rankings or trophies, but also by the capacity to acquire the imagination of people worldwide, something that Eala seems to be accomplishing naturally as her matches attract increasing and her highlights continue to spread online. Another reason the viral moment struck such a chord is Eala's playing style, which marries athleticism, tactical intelligence, and a bold, left-handed style that lets her to create sharp angles and break opponents' rhythm, making her matches entertaining to watch even for neutral people who may not have followed her career previously. And when such style is mixed with evident commitment and composure on huge platforms, the outcome is a player who appears comfortable embracing the pressure profile competitions, something that was clear during the Indian Wells moment as she went onto the court with confidence, despite the cameras and crowd clamor surrounding her, giving the image of an athlete who realizes the majesty of the stage yet refuses to be overwhelmed by it. Social media users rapidly called the phenomenon surrounding her the Eala effect, a word meant to represent the surge of curiosity that looks to accompany her appearances in big events. And while such identities generally disappear swiftly in the fast-moving globe, considering online trends, the response to this particular event signals something more durable because it has been echoed by broadcasters, former players, and tennis analysts who realize the need of fresh personalities entering the spotlight in order to keep the sport changing and attracting new viewers, especially younger fans who engage extensively with viral video and highlight reels. And in that way, Eala's viral video represents more than simply an isolated piece. With information, it illustrates the altering dynamics of how tennis hold in the internet era when a single clip may introduce millions, many spectators to a player they may have never seen before. Beyond the excitement of the viral event itself, the conversation it prompted also centered on Eala's journey leading up to Indian Wells, a route defined by years of effort, preparation, and battle against increasingly strong opponents as she went from a potential junior champion become a professional athlete aiming to establish herself on the tour, and those who have followed her career closer note that her rise has been distinguished by continuous advancement rather than instant success, with advancements in physical strength, shot selection, and match strategy progressively turning her into a more complete player capable of facing higher-ranked players, and that continuous growth gives dimension to the viral moment since it tells followers that behind every sudden burst of attention lies a long period of preparation and dedication. Another fascinating feature of the narrative is how the crowd at Indian Wells responded so passionately. Despite the event containing many known names, it speaks to the special appeal Eala has earned among people who enjoy uncovering new talent before it reaches the absolute top of the rankings, and witnessing that discovery process developed live in the stadium produced a sense of shared enthusiasm among spectators who felt they might be viewing the early stages of a major tennis career, a sentiment that transferred wonderfully into the viral clip as viewers online could sense the even through a brief video, hearing the cheers and witnessing the anticipation in the crowd as the young player prepared to compete on one of tennis's most legendary courts. The significance of the event has also spurred debates regarding the future of the women's game, where a new generation of players is gradually altering the competitive environment with innovative styles and personalities. And while it is far too early, hard forecast exactly how Eala's career will go, incidents like the one at Indian Wells often serve as turning events that increase confidence, attract media attention, and motivate young athletes watching. People around the world who watch someone from their region emerging onto a global platform and earning recognized via talent and determination. As the popular video continues to circulate, people are revisiting it not just for the thrill of the crowd but also for what it means symbolically. The concept that a young athlete can suddenly grab the imagination of the whole tennis community with a combination of skill, charisma, and timing, and that unpredictability is part of what makes sports so engaging because it reminds people that greatness can emerge in unexpected ways and that every tournament offers the promise of exposing the next big star. For Eala, the task now will be to harness the momentum generated by this viral moment into continuing improvement on the court, maintaining focus under rising expectations while continuing to refine her game against tougher competitiveness, a balance that many emerging players struggle to manage as media attention develops. But those who have observed her composure thus far believe she possesses the mindset necessary to bear the pressure and continue grounded as her profile expands. Regardless of what happens next in her career, the events in Indian Wells have already won a position in the tale of her trip since they reflect the time when audience began paying attention. When a teenage athlete went on to one of tennis's biggest venues and provoked a reaction powerful enough to move across continents through screens and headlines, gaining plaudits from analysts, excitement from fans, and curiosity from experts anxious to see whether this rush of interest represents the beginning of anything historic. And while tennis history is rich with stories of prodigies who temporarily captured the spotlight before fading away, it is also rich with examples champions whose first great wave of recognition began with a single spectacular occasion, often in a prestigious event like Indian Wells. And that is why the viral video has attracted so strong curiosity, since it offers the prospect that years from now, people might look back on it as the moment when the world first realized that Alexandra Eala was destined to become a big personality in the sport, a player capable of motivating new audiences, invigorating events, and reminding tennis continues to enthrall millions with its blend of drama, skill, and the eternal joy of witnessing potential blossom into greatness.